All right, what's up, family? Yo, check this video out here. We're gonna title this video here, Strange to You, but Normal to Others.
To others, yes.
You know what I'm saying? It may be a lot of things in life that you may think is strange, but the people who are doing that thing that you think is strange is very normal to them. And that touches on things such as a person's culture, the food they eat, how they eat, their religion,
the way they talk,
all kind of stuff like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And what made us come to that was your homegirl.
Yes. It all started by her name.
When we first moved down here to Florida, we would watch South Florida news, and the lady name, could you pronounce it?
Oh, no, don't.
Xochitl. Her name is Xochitl Hernandez. And I remember you constantly used to be like,
yeah, but who gave her that name? And in no offense, it was just my ignorance of.
because you never heard it before.
Never heard it before.
AKA the title of the video.
But I'm
Strange
glad
to you.
Yes.
Normal to her.
But I'm
and her
so
family.
happy that you did explain to me and made the point, because I said, okay, now I understand. Now it's.
Exactly. So let me explain to you about when I say strange to you. No, strange to you, because we had never heard that name before. Why? It's because the way you grew up, you used to hearing common names, such as you're Spanish, right? For example, what is the most common Spanish female name?
Teresa, Anna,
Maria, Gloria. See what I'm saying?
Gloria.
That's common to you.
Yeah.
So you hear anything outside of that, you be like, that's weird. What is the most common Spanish guy name? Juan, Pedro, Carlos. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Jose. I said that. Jesus. This is common. Just like with me. Common names for me would be just like for a white guy as a black guy. Henry, Bob, Tom, Mike, John.
Joshua.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are, or a lot of people like to go with the biblical names, like you said, Joshua.
Yeah.
You know, these are common to us, but you go to a whole nother land, they be like, what kind of weird names y'all got? Which brings us back to the reason we said we're gonna do this video, because when we first moved down to Florida, we would see the news, and that lady, Xochitl Hernandez, we both was like, wow.
I mean, it made me question also because she's Spanish.
She's Spanish. You said, I never heard that name before.
So I said, I never heard that name.
So I said, let's look up the history of it. So when we looked up the history of it, I was able to tell you that name originated from, because she was a queen, the actual lady, Xochitl.
Yeah, not only a queen, she was a wife. She was also a wife.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a hard one. That her husband's name was something like Pankowson, something like that.
Yeah, that was.
And then she became, once he died, she became the actual queen. See, so what makes her name Xochitl Hernandez so great is that it proves that there's a great chance that her mother, grandmother, great grandfather, they named her to keep her culture and know her background. Whereas a lot of us, we don't even know our culture, don't know our background. See, she still has her background by a name like that, where most people go, what kind of name is that? But anyway, back to the name Xochitl. So anyway, she was a queen of the the Toltec Empire. And she had a son by the name of Pankowson. And her son fought many wars. They was from the Mesoamerican plains. Now, if you look up, you just split it up. What does Meso mean? The Latin origin of Meso means middle American, Middle American, Meso, Middle American, Middle American. So they was from the middle part of America. The closest that you could say to the Toltec Empire would be of the Aztec and the Mayan culture. So she still has, by that name alone, she still has a name from her culture, which is great for her.
Right.
Great for her grandparents or whoever named it. That's wonderful. I wish I had my original name. But anyway, speaking on this great queen, Xochitl, her and her son, as I said, they fought many battles, but when she would fight battles, another great thing I liked about Xochitl is that she composed her army of all militant women only. So you gotta remember, I said that to you many years ago. Women controlled the world way back in the days before the Westerners came over and do what they do best. Destroy, pillage, and rape everything. Just destroy everything. But yes, she had an all-women militant, but unfortunately, their last battle was a civil war, which means amongst their own people, and her son both were slain on the field. But that's where that name originated from, because it comes from the Toltec Empire. She was a queen. She was actually a queen.
Wow.
Made you impressive when you learn about it, right?
Yeah, that's why it takes me back the way I feel at times that now it makes me feel so. I wish I did have something part of my heritage.
Right?
Yeah.
But we were stripped of that. But it's not too late for anyone out there. You can still do that heritage, that history, and you'll be impressed because we all know when we was in school, you didn't see nobody in the books that looked like you.
No.
Therefore, a lot of kids are not interested.
And that's very discouraging. And that's why we got to make it our job. If we have our grandkids or whatever, we need to just put it out there to the table and let them and make them realize that is very important.
Yes.
So in the future, when they have their own kids, you know, they have their own kids. They can be able to carry that.
Yeah. So I'll reiterate that again. When you was in elementary school, at some point, the teacher made your parents think that you weren't learning. You weren't paying attention. But no, that wasn't the case. And in most kids' case, what it really was is that there were no one in the books that looked like you or me. Therefore, you was losing interest. Like Dr. Francis Cresswell says, in all the books, all the commercials, all the billboards, all you seen was white, 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 white. So the average little kid that's Hispanic and black, you start losing interest.
Exactly. That's why I can't stand, let's just say, an African would actually put a child, their name as China or India, you know, out of other different.
And we come across people like that.
Because you just don't appreciate or
your own culture. And you putting down a land of a group of people that probably don't even respect you, or you see people with the tattoo, the Asian tattoo, and they go, "Oh yeah, this says tough guy." For all you know, that says kiss butt. But you put it down, you don't even know what it says. You putting other people's culture down on you.
Yeah, they probably haven't never been there in their life. They pay them a visit. And
another thing, like you saying African, this is a very important thing. I remember I watched a short documentary of this indigenous group of African tribal people. And the guy was asking each one of them their names. And they was all standing there with their spears. I can tell you what they look like. I don't know if a lot of y'all remember that old great movie, classic, called The Gods Must Be Crazy. Excellent movie. Funny and everything.
You put me onto it.
Oh man, excellent funny movie.
That was funny.
They all look like that tribal guy in there. So when they was saying their names, this was their names. Now I know I'm butchering it, I'm messing up. But remember the title of this video. What's strange to you is normal to others. So when they was asking each tribal guy what was his name, this is what their names sounded like. The first guy, he said his name. This was his name. He said, King Kong Chikla. The next guy, his name was Hon Ting Kong Chika. The next guy, his name was Wu Yang Chi. Now, see, that's how the average person would respond to that. He was laughing
because I'm joking at them or laughing at them. It's just
you
so
would laugh because it's
funny,
strange to
funny.
you.
Yes.
AKA title of the video. What's strange to you is normal to others. See, so you look at their names like strange, but they looking at your American name that you got from the Westerners, and they go, no, you strange. Not only you strange, you lost your culture.
Yes.
You know what it reminds me of? Just being silly here for a moment, just being silly. It reminds me of that silly episode on SpongeBob. You gotta remember, when my kids was little, I've always watched cartoons all my life. I still watch them. But when my kids was little, I watched everything with them. There was an episode on SpongeBob where he went to the deep depths, the abyss of the ocean. It was further than Bikini Bottom, because you know they stay on Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
It went further, deep, right? The abyss. And when they tried to get back to Bikini Bottom, they had to catch a bus. So the guy told him, "You got to go over there and get a ticket." And when he went over to get a ticket, it said you got to speak their language, though. So SpongeBob was like, "What? What do you mean speak their language?" "I just go over there and I get a ticket." So he went over there and asked for a ticket. Now listen to the words he said. Remember, title of the video. What's strange to you may be normal to others. When SpongeBob went to ask for a ticket, he said those simple words. He said, it was for him and Patrick to get 2 tickets back. He said, "I'd like to get 2 tickets back to Bikini Bottom." And when he said that, the person behind the counter was like, And he said, "I said I want 2 tickets to Bikini Bottom." The person didn't understand him. Didn't understand SpongeBob language. So then the other person told him, "No, you got to speak his language." He's like, "How do I speak his language?" He said, "Everything got to be." So now he asked the same thing. SpongeBob said, "Can I have 2 tickets to Bikini Bottom?" And all of a sudden the person said, "Oh, why didn't you say so?" It was the most
silly.
stupidest thing.
That is
But it's back to AKA the title of the video. What's strange to you is normal to others. It's that SpongeBob had to do for them people. It sound like the African people when they say their name. Ting tama. It sounds crazy, but it's normal to them. Strange to you.
Yes, very.
So, hey, we're gonna keep it long. Got anything in closing?
If you have your kids and you have no grandkids yet, for those parents out there, just give a little history to your kids and
Well
let
said.
them know. Let them know that it's very important to
know their
bring
history.
back their history
Mhm.
and their heritage, and be able to say, you know what, we're gonna give them a different name.
You know what I'm gonna add to that?
Christmas.
What you said, because it's amazing how people could tell you all about Jesus Christ, which is over 2,000 years ago only, but you can't even go further than your mother, your grandmother, with your own history. Now you tell me how crazy that is. You understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Yes.
It is amazing how you could tell me all about some Jesus stuff in a book, but you can't tell me about your great grandfather, your great grandmother, or nothing like, or about your culture. That's a problem. So what I would say, I'll just add to what I would say in closing is a statement I love saying, and that's each one teach one. You know,
Yes.
take time, as my wife said, to encourage and reinforce education when your kids get home. Reinforce education forever. Like one of our old videos is called just that. Never stop learning.
Yes.
Always reinforce education. Learn more about your own culture.
Yes.
On that note, bye. Bye. SpongeBob. All right, peace. Hey, and Xochitl Hernandez, we was thinking about you when we did this video. Peace.